Welcome back everybody, Matt the Man here. Hope you're doing well. So last weekend I saw the new the movie that was getting all the marketing hype, the next romance you're gonna die for Valentine's Day weekend, the remake of Wuthering Heights, based on a book by Emily Bronte. I think it starring Margot, Robbie, Jacob Elordi, the two hottest stars in Hollywood working together for the first time in this steamy romance. Oh man, and let me just say that. Now there are some positives. This was directed by Emerald Fennell, who did Promising Young Woman, that ended up getting Terry Mulligan an Oscar back in 2020-2021. She also did the movie Saltburn back in, 2023 with Jacob Elordi, Barry Keoghan, and Rosamund, I think it was Rosamund Pike who was in that. I think Promising Young Woman is still her best film to date. But there were some positives with this movie. The cinematography. This is by far one of the most beautiful looking movies that might come out this year. Every shot in this movie is gorgeous. This is what I like to call a frame-worthy film. Meaning, every shot in this movie you can take a still from and hang it up on your wall in your kitchen, living room, dining room, sunroom, bedroom, bathroom, whatever fucking room you have in your house. The imagery is stunning. It looks like an oil painting in so many shots. The production design and costume design, it all fits in a great looking image. The music, the score for this movie, not just the actual song soundtrack, but the score for the film, I thought really worked well. I did think the acting in the second half of the movie by Margot Robbie specifically was better than in the first half. And I thought the kids, the younger versions of Heathcliff and Margot Robbie's character, that I'm completely forgetting. I don't know, actually the boy that plays the younger version of Heathcliff is the same kid that just won the Golden Globe for Adolescence, the show on Netflix. So, he's already starting to rise up in Hollywood. Negatives. These are unlikable characters. You never like Margot Robbie's character, and as the film goes along with Jacob Elordi's character, you don't like him. So we're watching two characters that neither of them we root for or care about. They're both awful in so many ways. And the movie was marketed as a sexy romance. Ugh. This is not that. The sex scenes that don't even show up till way later in the movie. I'm watching this movie and going, unless this movie was marketed for the sex scenes, sexy time, where is it? And then we just get like a montage, real quick. And, okay, you got Margot Robbie, arguably one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood. And you got Jacob Elordi, the new Hollister model. And neither of these two people ever take their clothes off when they're having sex. I don't know about you, but at least when I've heard about people having sex, normally they take their clothes off. I don't know. So I don't know how you make this movie, it's a sexy movie. They never take their clothes off. Are we in the Katherine Heigl of rom-coms where every movie she was in a rom-com and there was a sex scene, she'd never take her clothes off. The male actor would, but not her. Knocked Up, Life as We Know It, The Ugly Truth. If you want Catherine Heigl in a rom-com, just know she'll never take her clothes off. Not with this movie. I thought Margot Robbie, as much as Margot Robbie is one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood, I mean, it's hard to make Margot Robbie look ugly. Even with makeup, prosthetics, whatever. It's almost impossible. She is one of the most gorgeous women in Hollywood. You can't argue. She should have been Helen of Troy in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. I'm just going to say that. You look at Margot Robbie, men will come to fight a war for her. But in this movie, not number one, she's supposed to be playing a 16, 17-year-old, and she's 35 years old, 36. She's my age. She's playing almost 20 years older than the character is supposed to be in the book. That right there makes a huge problem, because you know that she's that age, she's 30-something years old. So in the first half of the movie, when she's trying to act like a spoiled, or not spoiled, but a, adolescent, teenager, not getting her way, it comes off as really, really immature. I mean, so immature that you're just like, you shouldn't get a 17-year-old to play this role. But then, like I said, this character, their family is so poor, they're like basically almost living on the street, homeless, in like the early 1800s or whatever, in some foreign country. And you're telling the audience, this woman would have perfect teeth, perfect skin complexion, perfect hair, perfect everything in that time frame, in that period in history, being one of the poorest families in this small, shitty little town, basically homeless, and Margot Robbie looks not good. She looks better than most women nowadays, even with medical advances in the medical world. Dental care, bathing, taking care of yourself, exercise, vitamins, minerals, the whole 9 yards. She still looks better than most women nowadays. But you're telling me back in the early 1800s, in some foreign country where they're basically homeless, that she looks this good? No! I mean, do something with her. Give her some teeth that look ugly looking, dark, black. I don't know, missing a tooth. Add some prosthetic makeup. Maybe her nose is a little bit weird off. Make her hair look straggly and, not perfect. Make it look like she fits with the time period. Not the next Playboy model or something to come out of runway. America's Next Top Model for the pacing. This movie's 2 hours and 20 minutes. This movie should have been at least an hour and 50 minutes. You could have shaved off about 30 minutes of the movie. So yeah, Wuthering Heights. Withering out of my memory. What do you think of Wuthering Heights? Is this your favorite adaptation of the book? Are you a fan of any of the other adaptations of the book? Yeah. So let me know in the comments below. Matt the Matty, I would give this maybe, for the cinematography and the music alone, a 3.7 out of 5. Well, what did you think of Wuthering Heights? Hit that subscribe button. Matt the Matty.